When Shizuka was still a child, she wanted to adopt a puppy that was abandoned on the streets. However, when she asked for permission, her father refused. He told her that she should only care about success and rising above her peers, and that it was necessary to toss aside the weak unless she wanted to end up on the street like the puppy. Shizuka couldn't say anything as she held back her tears. The scene then returned to the present. Kasugi led the celebration. He pretended that he had really prepared all the beers and food to show his appreciation for everyone's hard work for his company every day. While Kasugi's lackeys were busy drinking and enjoying their time, Akira was busy serving all of them with beers, looking extremely exhausted and out of sorts as he was just apologizing non-stop when he stumbled while carrying the case of beers. At the same time, an old lady tried to fill Kasugi's glass. However, he slapped the beer out of the old lady's hands, and he called Shizuka over to pour a drink for him. She agreed, and he also made her drink a glass full of beer. Shizuka didn't say anything the whole time, so Kasugi told her to be friendlier or let him touch her chest, but she still refused to talk. Afterwards, he shouted at Akira, who was still busy serving the others. He asked Akira for more booze, but he mistakenly gave Kasugi an empty bottle. He threw the bottle at the ground while screaming at Akira. Kasugi reminded Akira that he had fixed their car, treated Kensho, and even given them a place to stay, so he had to shut up and do exactly what he said. And Akira just apologized over and over before leaving to get some beer for him. Because of this, Shizuka remembered that even before she could talk, her father was already telling her what she needed to do. Shizuka's father was a calculating and cold-blooded financier that even Americans feared, and he expected nothing but perfection from her. Shizuka tried to hide the puppy inside the attic. She gave it some food before naming it Ru, but it refused to eat, so she got worried that Ru was sick, and she immediately read some books to find out how she could feed Ru properly. She started feeding Ru by hand and hugging him to sleep. Ru was completely healed the next day, and Shizuka was in tears, happy to see him active and healthy. After taking care of Ru, Shizuka told her father that she wanted to be a doctor. However, he told her that doctors or even lawyers are there just to be used by them, and he emphasized that she needed to stand above them. He refused to listen to anything she said, and he also told her that the Humane Society had put down Ru. Shizuka couldn't believe what she heard, but her father told her that since she has a luxurious life thanks to him, she has to shut up and obey him. Shizuka could only cry alone in the attic. Her father continued to dictate everything she had to do as she grew, including who she should hang out with or who she should date. Although she wanted to stop obeying him, she thought it was necessary for her survival, so she didn't have a choice. Akira was still completely out of sorts, so he made even more mistakes, dropping the canned foods he was loading onto the trucks. Because of this, Kasugi started insulting him again, and he said that he would need to work until the weekend to make up for his mistakes. Akira tried to refuse, saying that it was supposed to be his last day working for him. But Kasugi just continued insulting him before saying that he had incurred so much loss because of him, so it wouldn't be enough even if Akira worked for his entire life under him. Akira's condition continued to worsen because of his constant screaming. However, when he noticed that Akira had completely broken down, he manipulated him into staying by saying he was strict with him because he had confidence in him before saying that it would be difficult for him to survive if he decided to leave, so he should just stay and follow all of his orders. Shizuka saw everything. She remembered how her father told her that she would end up like the homeless people on the streets if she didn't follow his orders, and he also tried to convince her that everything he was saying was all for her sake, but she knew that everything was for his benefit. While resting inside the RV, Shizuka saw Akira's bucket list. She got curious and decided to read it. She couldn't help but smile when she saw every item that was written on the list, and she thought that Akira was really a weird guy. But she also added an item to the list. The next day, Kasugi's lackeys were happy after getting a haul of supplies. One of the guys complained that Kasugi never helped secure their supplies as he always avoided dangerous tasks, but the other guy was just happy that they didn't get treated as laborers. And then he reminded the other guy to close the door to prevent any zombies from getting inside the truck. They failed to notice that a zombie had already managed to sneak inside. Shizuka and Kensho were already prepared to leave Kasugi's base, as it was finally time for Akira to finish working for him. However, Akira actually wanted to stay to continue working for Kasugi. Kensho couldn't understand the situation, so Akira explained that he might not be cut out to survive out there, so he wants to stay since Kasugi said that he would look after him. Kensho still couldn't understand what happened to Akira, but Shizuka started leaving while asking Kensho to go as well. Kensho tried to stop her, as he didn't want to leave Akira behind, but she refuted that it was Akira who wanted to stay. Akira said that he wanted to repay everything that Kasugi did for him, so he had to stay and continue working to do that. Shizuka was stopped in her tracks after hearing this. She finally snapped, and she told Akira that Kasugi was trying to dominate him. He was trying to take his free will, freedom to choose, self-respect, soul, and even pride away from him. Then she also added that Kasugi was a sad man with no self-esteem, so he was trying to put others down to assert himself and make himself bigger to get a brief sense of fulfillment. Shizuka added that she is also like how Akira is now, but it was because of him that she finally opened her eyes, and she wouldn't be handing herself over to anyone again. And with the uncertain situation of the world, no one could say if they needed to leave or stay, especially not Kasugi. Everything she said doesn't only apply to her, and Akira, Kasugi's laborers, also started having doubts about whether they should stay under Kasugi. Kensho was fired up because of her words, while Kasugi tried to mock Shizuka, saying that she was going hysterical. He tried to get his lackeys to agree with him, but none of them uttered a word. Shizuka asked Akira what he would do, and she reminded him that he was not a zombie or a machine before handing him his bucket list. Akira held the bucket list and saw the item Shizuka added, which was to tell off my jerk of a boss. Kasugi took away the notebook. He tried to step on it, but Akira remembered every item he had finished since he made the list. He finally gained his rationality back and resisted Kasugi. Kasugi questioned his actions. Akira thanked him for taking care of him, but he declared that he didn't want anything to do with Kasugi. He didn't want to see him again. And this is where they parted ways. Shizuka smiled because of his words, while Kasugi was in shock. However, he still tried to make Akira stay by saying that he still owed him, but Akira just happily apologized no matter what he said. Kasugi was enraged. He declared that Akira would just be food for the zombies once he stepped outside, but Akira said that it was better than working like a zombie without freedom under him. Then he crossed out the tell off my jerk of a boss item in his list. At the same time, the supply gathering team had arrived, and they happily said that they pulled off a huge haul this time. One of the guys excitedly opened the truck's trailer. However, a zombie pounced on him and bit his neck. The laborers panicked. They ran away even when Kasugi tried to calm them down, while the truck driver drove and tried to escape. But he accidentally crashed into the trailers pulled by the zombies, setting the zombies free and immediately attacking everyone they saw. Kensho, Shizuka, and Akira managed to climb up the vehicles while also trying to save the others. However, the zombies kept increasing, so it was impossible for them to save everyone. Kasugi was also desperately running away from multiple zombies. When Akira saw this, he immediately thought of an idea to save everyone, and he asked for the delivery team's cooperation. The zombies were about to catch Kasugi. He had a hard time running because of his body, and he finally stumbled. However, Akira arrived and hit the zombies with the van he was driving. He asked Kasugi to climb into the van. Kensho couldn't understand why Akira was helping him, but Akira said that just watching someone get eaten by zombies wasn't on his bucket list. After dragging Kasugi to the top of the van, Akira signaled for the delivery team to start their plan. They surrounded the zombies and gathered them beside Akira's van. Akira took out a dynamite and threw it at the zombies after jumping over the surrounding trucks, and the explosion was strong enough to incinerate all the zombies, thanks to the gas stored in the van. Kasugi was in tears after barely surviving, while everyone gathered around Akira, thankful and amazed at him, but he said that it was all thanks to everyone that they pulled off their plan. Shizuka sighed in disbelief, and she said that he was always doing something crazy. Akira thought that she was praising him, but they started laughing when she said that she wasn't complimenting him. Kasugi tried to act proud of Akira, saying that everyone should take him as an example. However, his lackeys declared that they were done working for him, even saying that Akira was a much better leader than him, while his laborers said that they'd paid their dues, so they were going to leave. Kasugi was in tears while trying to stop them from leaving. Akira stared at him with pity, but he also left after Shizuka had urged him. The trio continued their journey, but Shizuka couldn't believe that Akira couldn't remember anything, so he explained that he would blank out every time Kasugi was around. Akira said that it really sucked to work, and he felt a little down, thinking that he would never find the right job for him. But Shizuka said that it wasn't so bad since a new job is always being created. He would find something that suits him someday, and he only had to do the things he enjoyed until he found the right job for him, and it could be something that only Akira could do. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy this video, and please subscribe so you won't miss the next part. And just comment down any anime you want to see in this channel.